Long ago, during the time of Zhuangzi, there was a man named Li Hua. Li Hua was a very wise man, famous in the region for his deep understanding of philosophical theories, classics, and difficult-to-answer stories. People in the village often came to him with complex questions about life, and he always responded with long, complicated arguments. He believed that the more difficult and profound something was, the more it proved the value of intelligence. One day, while Li Hua was sitting on a stone bench by a stream, Zhuangzi passed by and decided to visit him. Seeing Li Hua, Zhuangzi sat down beside him and asked, "Li Hua, can you show me one truth in life?" Li Hua, with a smug smile, began to say, "Truth, as I understand it, is complex and profound. Not everyone can comprehend it. It is something that only intellect, beyond the ordinary, can grasp. For example, when I study philosophical theories, I find that everything has its own complexity, and only when we delve into hidden layers can we understand its essence." Zhuangzi sat silently for a moment, listening to Li Hua's lengthy words. After he stopped, Zhuangzi smiled and said, "Li Hua, I hear you talk about the complexity of truth, but I want to tell you a story." Li Hua, looking somewhat tired from hearing so much philosophy, decided to remain silent and listen to Zhuangzi's story. Zhuangzi began. Long ago, there was a farmer living in a small village. He lived simply, only knowing how to grow rice and raise chickens. Every day, he woke up at sunrise, tended his rice fields and his chickens. Although his life seemed simple, he always felt happy and content. One day, a stranger from a big city came to visit him and asked, "Why don't you try to get richer, learn new techniques, and change your life?" "Si." The farmer smiled and replied, "I already have everything I need. All day, I work hard in the fields, and in the evening, I eat and talk with my family. My life is very simple, but I feel full and happy." "Si." The stranger was surprised and said, "But if you worked more and learned new techniques, you could have a better life with more money and prosperity." "Peace." The farmer calmly answered, "Maybe, but I have found happiness in simple things. I don't need to change anything to feel joy in life." "Si." Zhuangzi paused his story and looked at Li Hua, smiling gently. Truth is not always complicated and difficult to understand. Sometimes it is being satisfied with the simple things around us, the peace in our hearts when we live fully with what we have. Li Hua listened to the story, thoughtful for a moment. He realized that for a long time, he had focused too much on seeking complicated theories and had forgotten that sometimes the simplest truth is the satisfaction and happiness in everyday life. Truth does not necessarily have to be complex or profound. Sometimes the simplest things bring the greatest values in life. Happiness does not always come from great achievements, but sometimes from being content with the small, simple things around us. Simplicity is a part of truth. It is how we live fully with what we have and feel joy from everyday life.